In this video, we're going to cover the merge node in n8n and the different ways that you can use it, possibly some issues that you might have with it. And so let's just kind of go through it really quick, explain kind of the main things. Now, the first one I want to talk about is what we'll call the default method of merging. So if I come up here to n8n, I just do merge, and I grab a merge node. It's going to start off as append. And so that's the one we're going to start with. I'll go ahead and just delete that. And so I've got a simple workflow here. I'm taking some information from a spreadsheet that I have. I'm running it through in one path, just an edit fields node that's just grabbing the information and just renaming it exactly what they are. And the other one, I'm going to run through a model. And I'm just saying, create a brief proposal about what this video is about. And that's because this spreadsheet is pulling information about video script ideas that I have in another workflow. And it's just generating some quick information about it for me. And then what I want to do is I want to merge this information back together somehow. And so we're going to talk about the different ways I can do that, because more or less these are the same. All right, so let's just go ahead and click run. This merge node here is an append. We can see append down here. And it's going to run through both of these. It's going to wait for both to finish, and then it's going to output all of the results combined into one list. My model is doing 3 items at the moment. Hopefully it actually finishes. It shouldn't be writing so much. I'm using a fast model too. Okay, there we go. So I get 6 items out on this end. So we see I had 3 items go up here, and we'll even check out what I have. So I got 3 items. These are just different video ideas that I have. So video topic, style, length, the company that is presenting it, the offer that they have. And I have 3 of these. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so those 3 items are coming up here to this edit fields node. It's just outputting that information just in a slightly rearranged form. So I've got row, video topic, style, length, row, video topic, style, length, and that all came from over here. All right, and then down here, we had all that information. We've got video topic, style, length, company, offer, so all the details from here. And it just output, honestly, a fairly significantly large block of text when I said a brief proposal. Either way, I got 3 items out of the bottom 2. And so what this merge node does as an append is it takes the 3 items from my edit fields, and it takes the 3 items from my AI agent, and it just stacks them all on top of each other, and it passes it forward. That's what an append does. So here's 1, 2, 3, and those are from my edit fields. And then here's 1, 2, 3, and that's from my AI agent. All right, and that's an append. Now, the other option I want to talk about before I move on to the combine, because combine is kind of the other main option you might have, is I want to talk about the other options here that you're going to see in here. So append, that's easy enough. It just basically smashes everything together, moves it forward. Combine, we're about to talk about. SQL query, this is if you actually have some coding background, you know what you're doing to be able to kind of program a way of combining it together. For the average user, for the average person who's not particularly programming or coding savvy, I wouldn't worry about SQL query at all. I've never had to use it myself. Even in times that ChatGPT has recommended that I go ahead and use SQL query, there's usually a better way of just restructuring the data in my workflow to just not have to worry about that. And in most cases, if ChatGPT is recommending you use this one here, it's probably not going to work anyway. And then the final option here, I'll just talk about real quick, is choose branch. So you have these branches coming into your merge node, and you can change the number of inputs. So you can go all the way up to 10. And if you need more than 10, just use multiple merge nodes and then merge those together. And what we have here is when we have a choose branch, you set the output type as wait for all inputs to arrive. You don't get an option for that. And so it's going to wait for branch 1 and branch 2 to both show up to the merge node. And then you have the option of outputting either one thing, one of the branches, or basically nothing. You can output nothing and then deal with the ramifications down the line. And so here I can choose just the data input of number 1, which would be my edit fields. If I click test step, it's only going to be 3 items, and those are from my edit fields node. All right, so that is the append. Next, we're going to talk about the combine. And there's 3 types of combine that you need to worry about. I'll come over here. So we have combine by, position, matching fields, and all possible combinations. And the one that you might consider I mean, I'll probably use these two the most. If I'm going to combine by all possible combinations, um, there's probably better ways to process data than just combining by all possible combinations. I mean, it's I'll get there in a minute, but all possible combinations creates a lot of items at the end. And unless you meant to match something up with every single item in an array over and over and over again, you're probably not using all possible combinations. Most likely, you're going to either do by position or by combined by field. And so let's go ahead and just run this real quick. That way I can then go through the data. So same spreadsheet, same data being pulled, 3 items. This edit fields node here is the same items we had. So here's our 3 outputs once more. My model is the same. It's going to output those 3 blocks of text once more. And what we're doing here is we're going to be combining by position. So I'm just going to click in here. We'll wait for it. Good. So we have my 3 edit fields, 3 items, 1, 2, 3. We've got my 3 outputs, 1, 2, 3 from my AI agent. And what we're going to be doing is we're combining by position. That means when I have 3 items coming in, my first item is number 1, my second item is number 2, my third item is number 3. Well, I want to match my first item with my first output from the AI model because they were related. They were the same video data. And so I would like to be able to take that information from the AI and add it to the information that from the set field and put them together as one single item that then gets passed forward. And so that's what we see here. So I've got my row, my video topic, my style, my length. That's all from my edit fields. And then I've got my output over here from my AI agent, which was related to that video. So I get my 3 items, 1, 2, 3. But in this case, they were combined by the fact that 3 items came in on the top row, 3 items came in on the bottom row, and they were matched up the whole way. They got combined at the end when I used the merge road by combining by position. Makes sense. All right, next, combine by field. So let's go ahead and run this again. And while we're doing that, you'll notice that I did not use the AI agent this time. And the reason for that is I tried a bunch of different ways to get it to work. It was interesting because the first time I ran the test, it worked. I had an AI agent, it output something. I needed a split node in order to be able to get it to have the right field. And I'll talk about what that means in a second. But then I walked away for a minute. I came back to test it again and it broke every single time thereafter. So I don't know quite what happened. So I ended up having to just do an edit field to show you how this really works here. So here we have an edit field. We've got row, video topic, style, length. All right, so it's a little different from these other ones I was doing where I have a row. I guess this one's the same. Okay, so this edit field node is the same 3 items I had previously. This one, I added a couple of different things. So I had my offer and I have, I added a thing called pet. And I also have video topic. And the reason I have video topic here and I have video topic here, I also included the row because I think I ended up matching by row rather than video topic. Was just to be able to show that if I have this set of data coming in from the spreadsheet and I need to process it maybe different ways. So like I said here, I add an extra field, an extra item called pet, and I just call it dog. I don't even drag it from the left. It's not being pulled from the data. I just added it. The point is, if I needed to process the data in 2 different ways and then later bring it back together and merge them into one item once more, I need some sort of anchor. So either I can have it like my video topic. I could have set that to video topic. The reason I don't have it set to video topic is because video topic has this space here, and the merge nodes do not like spaces. So even though I could have gone to my spreadsheet and either erased the space or added an underscore, I'm like, I'll make it based on row. And so row is a single word, no problem, no extra spaces, no white space, no funny characters. And so the row came anyway with it. And what I do is over here in my merge node, I'm going to do a combine by matching fields. The field I'm matching by will be row. And so here's my edit field 1. I see row here. Each of them have row. And here's my other edit fields, which also has row. And those rows are going to match up. So the first item has row 2, the second item has row 3, third item has row 4. And that's the same for this other edit field. So 2, 3, 4. And so that's what it's checking for. It's going to be checking for an item called row, and it's looking for the same value. And when it sees that the same value is in both, it's going to match those items together, and then it's going to merge them together. Now, you have different options on how you can do that. And you'll see here I got row 2, 3, 4, and each one added the extra thing that I needed in here, which was the pet dog. All right. But back to this, you can output different ways when using this combine with matching fields. So you can keep the matches, you can remove the matches, you can keep everything, which just kind of makes a big old messy set of data. You can keep only the information from input 1 while adding something from input 2, that extra information. You can do the same with input 2. You also have the ability to only output one set of data rather than both sets as well. So you can both inputs get merged together, or you can just match the left hand or the right hand, so item 1 or item 2 up to 10. And so that's by and large what it is. And then our last option, I'll just show you real quick, which is to match all possible combinations. And so I did the same thing here. I copied this. It has dog. No, this one I added some extra items just to merge a whole bunch of stuff. So I have a string here, an item called pets, one item, dog. I've got a string here, an item fruit with apple, and then I have an array. So I've got an item called gems, and then I have an array of different kinds of gems, so diamond, emerald, ruby. And up here should be my video data. So row, video topic, style, length. And then if I run this and it's set to all possible combinations, we're gonna get, instead of, we have 3 items coming in the top, we have 3 items coming in the bottom, we have 3 items coming out the top, 3 items coming out the bottom, but then we end up getting 9 items. And we get 9 items because when you take 3 times 3, you get 9. So we have our first one here, our first item, which is our first from the edit fields. We have the video topic with the row, the style, the length. And then that gets matched with this first item, which is pets, fruits, gems for the first time. It does 1, and then it does it again, and then it does it again. And then it does row 3, 1, 2, 3 times, and then row 4, 3 times as well. And so this would be if you have different variables, you have different types of data coming in, and then at the end, you just need every single possible way these things could be matched up together. All right. And so I think back to like the SAT test when I was in high school. Like you have, Don, Sally, and John go to a party and there's steak, chicken, and fish for dinner. How many different types of ways can they eat their meal that night? Something like that, right? And so you end up getting, 9 is the answer here. But if you used it for a more complex set of data, you could end up with thousands of items very quickly. I've accidentally done that. I had like 5 items on the top and I had like 6 items on the bottom. And the next thing I know, it was just like huge, especially since there were extra arrays in there, just a big old mess. So anyway, that's how you can use the merge node. It's actually pretty powerful, especially if you have to split data out or if you have data coming in from different places that then needs to be merged together. Often what you might see is after a merge node, you might either have a code node or an aggregate node in order to be able to shrink everything down into a single item. If you do that, be careful with your the way you do your expression sorting. I think that's what it's called, because it's going to be tough to grab information from before that code node or aggregate node. If you just have data coming straight through, so we'll kind of this one real quick. Maybe not that one. We'll come by match by field real quick because that's nice and fast. We'll see we have 3 items come out at the end. We run 3 items at the end? 3 items. And so if I had some sort of AI agent here to process that information, it would run through 3 items. If I have an aggregate node and turn it into 1 item, it would then only run 1 item in the AI agent thereafter. But if I try to do any sort of like expression to grab information from the past, you got to be careful because the aggregate node with the merge can break things. So that is using merge nodes. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Please like and share the video as well. It really does help get this information out there to those who need it. Also, be sure to click the link in the description below to join my free school community where I have tons more n8n tutorials. I give away tons of free n8n workflows ranging from social media posting to developing your marketing plan, tools for solopreneurs and people who want to hustle and build some businesses. I got all kinds of things. I got map scrapers, lots of really cool tools to help you build a business. As always, I'm Bradford Carlton. Let's automate your success together.